I want to tell you a story, and it's a little bit outside of my norms, so just bear with me for a minute if you're one of my regulars. I want to tell a story about one of the worst dates I ever had in my life. So I met this guy on Reddit. Problem one. So I met this man on Reddit, and this was many years ago. I was in like one of those weird single periods of my life where I had left my ex, and I had decided that maybe I was at a point that like I was ready to get myself out there. And so I met this guy on Reddit because that was what I frequented at that time. And we ended up talking for a while before he said, I really want to come out and meet you. And I was like, sure, cool. He lived in Texas, so like a deep drive to get to Michigan. So I figured he would fly, but he was like, no, I'm just going to drive. I'll come and spend the weekend. I was like, okay, cool. I live with roommates and I'm not comfortable with you just chilling here for a weekend. So there's a lot of nice hotels. And he was like, oh, absolutely. I have to go back with receipts. I'm like, okay, yeah, totally makes sense. I think about that now and I'm like, stupid. There was sign one. It's fine. So he comes to town. We end up going out. He comes and meets us at the apartment. I have on this super cute dress. We end up going out to dinner. Everything is fine. We go back to the apartment that I share with my friends. We play board games. We play cards. We end up like drinking, just hanging out. Everything is fine. He goes back to his hotel. As soon as he leaves, I'm like, I don't know, like the dogs liked him. So that made me feel better because I trust my gut a lot, but I also trust like animals, how they feel about a person tells you a lot. The way that they speak says a lot about them. So he like went outside for a couple phone calls, but otherwise like totally normal dude. So, and again, the dogs all liked him. So I was like, okay, well, I guess that's a good sign. So the next day we end up going out, we meet up with him, and we go out on the boat with our friends out, that live nearby. We end up going out on their boat and like spending the day. We're all hanging out. We're chilling. Everything is fine. And then like out of nowhere, he says, I have to make a phone call and I need to do it like right now. I'm like, okay. So I figured it had something to do with the fact that like he had told me he was a realtor. So I assumed that he had deals that maybe he had been working on that now he just picked up everything and came to Michigan. So he needed to like still work on those deals. So it made sense to me. So we end up going back to the dock and dropping him off because he says that like he has to make this phone call from the dock. We're like, okay, seems weird, but do you, boo? Like maybe he's just nervous or I don't know. So we drop him off on the dock and then we like drive away, but we don't really go back out on the water because we don't want to go back out on the water if we have to go back to pick him up. So we like drove like 20 feet, 30 feet from him. I can't hear what he's saying, but he's like... So, red flag. Whatever. He gets done on his phone call. We decide to go back and pick him up. We go finish our day out on the water and then go back to his truck. We end up going downtown with the roommates and going out to dinner and riding the scooters and going to the bridge and taking pictures and having a really great time. So he ends up coming back to the apartment again. We play cards, we play board games, and then he hangs out for the night, and then I know that the next morning he has to leave. So I'm like, okay, cool. It was really nice to meet you. I think you're a really great guy. I've really enjoyed spending time with you. Like, I would like to continue. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. I'm super invested. I hope that we can keep talking. Like, I want to come back and visit again soon. I'm like, cool. This is great. This is great. Like, I had a really great time. And then as soon as he left, I was like... something about that guy just feels weird. My roommate was like, tell me more. Because generally, if I get that feeling, it's usually right. So we don't really know why. It could be for so many reasons. But if my gut is like, hey girl, it's usually right. So tell me I'm a witch or something. I don't know. I like that. So go for it. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to look him up. I'm going to Google him. Like, I've already done that. I had already found, like, his realty website and everything, but I was like, there's got to be something I'm missing. He doesn't really do social media, he said, so I can't find him anywhere on social media except for Reddit, which, like, if you Reddit, you know that it's just not the same as, like, normal social media. So I was like, no, some just still feels weird. But I had his name and his business and all of that stuff. So I ended up getting one of those paid websites that you can search for people. Because why not, right? I look him up on there, and sure enough, not only does he pop up with his age and his address and his phone number and all of that, but just below him is his wife and her phone number. Best paid service I've ever used. So I end up texting his wife because I'm like, okay, I don't even really know if she's still a wife, but I have questions. Like, he just spent an entire weekend here after he drove here from Texas. Something is off. So, sure enough, I text his wife. She's mad at me. She said, I don't know if I believe you. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. What do you want to know? Like, this is what we went and did. This is where we were on this day at this time. This is when I believe he called you. Do you have a phone call from him at this time? Because I'm telling you that I was looking at him while he was on the phone. Like, I have pictures of us on the bridge. Let me just send you everything. Let me just screenshot all of our messages super fast on Snapchat before he deletes them when he sees that first message that I sent or that I screenshot. Let's see how fast it takes for him to block me. So I do. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. Screenshot everything. Send everything over to her. I send her the pictures. Like, I have all of these receipts. She's like, he was at a realty conference. I'm like, I care about you. And I think that you probably are far too good for this man. I was like, so I'm just telling you he wasn't at a realty conference unless I'm a realty conference because he was with me. So, bummer. She ends up telling me that they have 2 young children. If you participate in behavior like this, stop. Stop doing it. And if you are participating in behavior like this and you don't stop, I hope that somebody catches you and that they text your wife too. Because guess what? If you catch me out here and you try hanging out with me and you got a wife and kids at home, I'm going to tell on you. Come at me. Because why? What are you doing? Cut it out. Go do something with your life that doesn't involve cheating on your wife. Golly. And people wonder why women are so mad at men, respectfully. Some of y'all aren't bad, but like most of ya, stop it. Stop. Just stop. Stop having the audacity. All of it. Just stop it. Needless to say, she blocked me too, and they're still married. Cool.
I mean, bestie, you did your part. You did your part. Talk about he was at a realty conference. What am I doing? I look like a realty girl. You are brick. Da 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 da. House. Da 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 da. No, but real question. What you cooking, boo? What you cook? What was on that stove? I was looking, I was trying, you know me. I was like, ooh, food. That's the first thing I saw. I was like, food. And then I saw her hair. Her hair looked real soft, right? I wanted to touch her hair. Weird, I know. And weird. It's real life. You know, she said the thing about if pets like you, it means something. So I have this love-hate relationship with pets. Like, they love-hate me. Like, especially cats. Like, dogs, usually, they freak with me. I mean, I smell like food. Like, I'm a big girl. Like, my pores just radiate food. So, yeah, they like me. Cats, on the other hand, I feel like they be like, you know, okay. Mm-hmm. I feel like they know that I'm a cat eater. And they're just like, I don't want to get ate. Like, I didn't want to get ate. It was like, this girl, I know she eats cat. I don't want to be on the menu. And it's just, I feel like that's the case. Because they don't freak with me. Cats sometimes freak with me, but sometimes they just like, nah, she might just eat me if I turn my back on her. So yeah, no, friend. With the pet stage, I don't know about that. It might be true. I feel like if the pet really don't like you and bite you, okay, yeah. That's a sign. But no, when she was describing this and when he said receipts, I was like, receipts? This must be a business trip. And we know we experienced life, watched enough movies to know when a guy goes on a business trip, what is really going on. I was like, this guy is married. The moment she said receipts, I was like, oh, he married. He married. Immediately, like, girl, bye. I'm so glad she did research. I was low-key judging her about the Reddit, but then I was just like, oh, I cannot judge, because I met somebody on Reddit and I had never met them in real life before and went to go visit them in their motherfucking state, bro, and stayed a weekend, bro. So no judgment here. Sorry about that. Because I've been there. Pretty much anything you said you've done, I probably can one up it, or have done it as well. So no judgment. That was wild, friend. I'm glad you let her know, because these females sometimes, how she gonna get mad at you, bruh, for letting her know? Don't shoot the messenger, bruh. Like, I knew she was gonna stay with him. Like, he got kids. It's like, boy, go raise your kids. You got purpose in life. You got business. Go get it. Go tend to your business. Go tend, honey. Not over, like, girl. She did what she was supposed to do. The wife is just, I don't know. She might be groomed. She might be insecure. She might be staying because of the kids. Like, there could be a million reasons to stay. But it's a very important reason. Like that one reason to leave trumped all of those other reasons. You deserve better. Especially when there's older women in their late lives, like they be like 60. Y'all seen freaking Grace and Frankie? They got divorced late in life and found love again. Like, there's no excuse. There's so many people in the world, and now we got social media. No reason to stay. Like, raise your kids. Y'all can co-parent. Find them a new stepdaddy. Shoot, find them a stepdaddy. Like, whatever, it's options.
So, have any of you ever walked out on a date? Well, this happened to me years ago, right? I was out in a social setting and there was this good-looking guy, and he approached me, and he asked me out on a date, and I really respect that, right? Because he didn't ask his friends, hey, my friend over there likes you. So I really respected that. So I was like, why not? Let me give this guy a chance. I never exchanged numbers right away. So I was like, he was like, where would you like to go? And I kind of was like, let's do kind of brunch. It's a real nice spot, right, that I like to go to, dress up real nice, have a little brunch, talk a little, get to know each other, give him that chance, right? So I meet him at the spot. He opens a door, total gentleman, right? There's a car that goes by and is blaring loud Spanish music. It was like salsa or merengue, it was something, right? And he looked me right in the eyes and said, I hate that jungle music. Whoa! I looked at him and he looked at me, and it was like he forgot who he was talking to. Now, I know what jungle music is, but this is not what he was referring to. He knew right there that he messed up. I looked at him, he looked at me, I looked at him, he looked at me, and it was like, you know what a Roman salute is, right? He did it with his whole chest. And I was just like, yeah. I walked away. Thank God I drove myself. I always drive myself in the first date. So what is the worst dating experience that you had to walk away from?
When he said that, I was just like, is he not? I was like, are we seeing the same race here? Like, wait a second. But even if it wasn't his race, it's just like, but in that way, it seems like it was all hate in his throat. And it was just like, are you racist? Like, what? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I could have understood if he said, I hate when people blast their music loud. Well, okay. That's what I was expecting to hear. Girl, bye. Because we love us some Bad Bunny. So I'm just like, girl, honey, I'm glad you walked away, because it's just like, but it's not like, I feel like if he would have said, I hate Spanish music, I feel like I would have, gave a little bit grace, because I hear people say, I hate country music. And it's, well, I don't know if you can give grace, because it's like Spanish music, country music. Spanish music is made by Spanish people. Wait, is country music made by country people? Bruh. Because I don't take offense to that if someone says they hate country music. Because it's just like, low-key, it's like, I understand. Even though I'm country, it's a few country, it's only a handful of country songs that I freak with. But is that wrong? Bruh, comment below. Is that wrong to say that? Like, you hate country music? Because does that imply that, no, I guess, no, I don't think, I honestly don't feel like it's a correlation. I wouldn't have thought anything. But if you didn't think it was a correlation with that, if he said he just didn't like Spanish music, would that have been bad? Like, if he didn't say jungle, the jungle part is the bad part. It's just like, what do you mean? What are you implying? What are you implying? Because it's different. It'd be different if, like, they said the other thing. You know what I'm saying? They would have said that type of music. Okay, like, bruh, that's. But it's just like he said jungle music, and it's just like, that's not right. So comment below if you would think, is there a correlation? It would have been better if he would have said, I don't know, girl. I don't know how to make the situation better, girl. I don't know, honey. Because, we all have opinions. But sometimes they don't need to be voiced. You feel me? Yeah.
This is a story time about how I got dragged, pulled, and yanked out of the closet. I was talking to this girl in high school. We played AAU together. So she would come to my house a lot of times, and yeah. If you know AAU, you go to these tournaments and you be gone for the weekend or whatever. At the time, I also had a best friend who would come over to my house 25/8. So one weekend, we had an AAU tournament, and we all decided to spend the night at my mama's house. My best friend's mom was taking us to and from the tournament. I had accidentally left my cell phone in her mom's car, and so I started freaking out thinking like, oh my God, I need my phone. But I'm like, she got to come back and get us anyway and take us to the tournament again, so I'm not going to worry about it. That was the first red flag. The second red flag is my mama had been bitching it off the whole week about who knows what. It was so long ago, I don't know. But anywho, so after our first game or whatever, we went back to my mama's house, and yeah. Me and a girl slept in my bed, and my best friend slept in the other room by herself. I had been having a bad feeling that my mama was going to bring her ass upstairs. And when I say she never came upstairs for real. But anytime I had that feeling, I was never wrong. I don't know why I ignored it that time, but I definitely did and just kept on carrying on how I did. So me and a girl laying in the bed or whatever, we don't have no business doing whatever the hell we doing, but we doing it. When we done, all we got on is sports bras. Everything from the bottom down, butt naked. So afterwards, we just snuggling. I'm talking about sleeping good. Snuggle like we grown. So I just had a bad feeling, but I ignored it. My mama is an early bird, so at the crack of ass, I hear beating on my door. Boom, 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 like the police. Boom, door busts open. There stands my mama. She immediately goes off like, what the hell is going on up here? Y'all gay? Y'all lesbians? You gay? So then she realizes that it's only two of us in bed. She like, where is the other girl at? Because I could have sworn it was three of y'all. So she comes out the other room with the blanket on her head because she just got woke out of her sleep by my mama screaming and yelling. So she come in like, I'm right here. So now my mama really like, well, what the hell is really going on? Y'all think y'all grown? So she like, come downstairs immediately. And I do mean immediately. So I'm panicking. I'm looking at them. They looking at me. We looking at each other like, what the hell we gonna do? So I'm immediately like, y'all gonna have to call the police because I know this lady is about to kill me. I was shaking. I was so scared to go downstairs. But I ended up going downstairs. And when I say my mama was cool, calm, and collected, I was so confused. And this made me even more paranoid. And like, I was just so anxious because I'm like, what is about to happen? So she was like, you gay? You like girls? When was you gonna tell me? Girl, I wasn't gonna tell you shit till like I thought about you. Oh, what do you mean? Then she went on to talk about how disrespectful it was, how it was no more sleepovers going forward, blah, blah, okay, cool, whatever. Then she drops the bomb and says, oh, and by the way, I'm going to tell her mom as well. So I immediately start begging and pleading, please don't tell that lady mama. Like, what are you doing? You ain't got to do all that. Let's talk it out. Let's talk about it. So then my mama leaves the house, and she was the type of mama to snatch me out of extracurricular activities and do it quick. But she didn't say that I couldn't go. So we put our uniforms on and we got the fuck up out of there. When I say that car ride was silent as hell, it wasn't not a nary a joke. So we get to the tournament. Immediately her mom pulls her to the side. I guess they talked about it, whatever. I don't know. So that was that. And then me and the girl kept talking for a little while or whatever. And if I remember correctly, her and her mom ended up getting into like a physical altercation about her being gay, but I don't know. That ain't my business. Her mom then ended up making me sit on three-way with her daughter, and me. And I had to explain to her why I liked her daughter and what my intentions were, which was crazy as hell because I was young as hell. So then I'm thinking, okay, everything is cool. Well, I get on my Twitter page and I see a strange page that followed me. It was so strange that I will never forget the name. It was shaking my head, kids today. So immediately I blocked the page. Of course, it was too late. So apparently the girl's mom made a fake Twitter page, shaking my head, kids today, went on our pages and like printed our tweets or whatever, and she sent it to my mama. Like I said, I was young as hell at the time, so I wasn't even on Twitter talking crazy, and I wasn't extra gay on there at the time anyway, so it didn't matter. My mama just talked to me about the tweets or whatever, and that was that. Me and the girl ended up breaking up eventually because it was just too damn much, and then I think she went off to college, and yeah, like we had just broke up. That was that. So yeah, I was banned from having sleepovers and stuff from that point on, but I mean, you know, where there's a will. And that's pretty much the story of how I was snatched, pulled, and yanked out of the closet, you know, so yeah. The story is over, but I forgot to add this smidget in there. And that was the part where I told y'all that we didn't have nothing on from the bottom, from the waist down. So that entire time I was praying to God. I'm like, Lord, if you love me, please do not let my mama snatch the covers off of us, because that's the type of stuff that my mama would do, but she didn't do it that day. I was so grateful because Lord knows if she would have yanked that cover off, I just don't. All right, I'm done.
Bruh, tell me why moms be OD about when you are gay, when you're a lesbian, bisexual, whatever. They be OD about it. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that noticed this? Like, bruh, you can be straight as heck. You can be going out with guys, hanging out, breaking curfew, but the and your parents are completely fine, mom's completely fine, but the moment you get on some gay shit, oh, bitch, it's like, wait a second. What do you think is going to happen? I can't even get pregnant. You wasn't all this energy when I was straight. Like, what? They be on some other bruh. No, her mom was wilding out, bruh. How you gonna out that girl? That girl, I understand they're kids, but I still feel like it was not her right, her responsibility, her place to out that baby. Like, what? Like, this is your child. I understand your child, but this is somebody else's child and their life. Like, you don't know their situation. That could have been like, I've just heard so many horror stories about people coming out. That could have turned out so bad. Like, that was not her place. Like, comment below. I know I got some moms following me. What would you have done? How would you respond? How would you react? Like, was she in the wrong for outing that baby? Like, girl, it was just so much. Like, yeah, they was being fast. They was being fast. Like, what we doing? But realistically, nothing could have happened except one thing that could have affected their whole entire life. Now, I would hope that as a parent, you are responsible enough to tell your kids the dangers of sex, no matter what gender they are, no matter what sexual activity it is they're partaking in. I hope that you did that. And you told them, hey, let's have safe sex. Like, I really hope, because that's the only thing that could have really, like, and I was thinking about it, like, is that the only thing? Let me think about it before I say it. Yeah, no, that's the only thing that could have really happened that was bad, because, you know, having kids, like, as you, no judgment, no judgment. But when you're young, I don't know. I'm just not commenting on that. I just know my life. And I knew that would not have been good for me anytime in my life. Not even now. It's not even a good thought, a good situation to put a kid in my life right now, because I'm selfish. Like, I spend my days sleeping and eating. Like, there's yeah, that's it. So yeah, no, that was just wow. Like, I don't know. It's because when she said that her best friend was in the other room, I was like, there's so much stuff missing out of this story. It's just like, wait a second, what? Because I was thinking my best friend would be sleeping with me. If all three of us would be in the same room and we would all be in the same bed, that's how my sleepovers went. How would you have done the sleeper arrangements? Because that was just weird. If someone's gonna be in the other room, it's gonna be the other girl. My best friend sleeping with me. Like, that's so weird. But all of us would be in the same room, because that's just weird. Like, why would we be in the same room if it's just 3 of us? It'd be different if it was 8 of us. Okay, that makes sense. But 3 of us? But I understand when I got older, when I go have sleepovers at my friend's house, we sleep in different rooms. Like, of course, like, you have your room, I'm gonna sleep in your spare bedroom. Like, that makes sense. We're adults now. Like, yeah. But as a kid, no. Like, what? I would feel weird. I feel like if I had to sleep in another room by myself in somebody else's house, I had to sleep alone. Unless that was a best friend where she's came over she did say 25/8. She came over so much that spare bedroom was probably her room. Okay, I get it now. That makes sense. But still, it'll be, interesting. The setup is just like, girl, what you was doing? What you was doing? If I was that best friend, I was like, girl, what you doing, girl? If I was that best friend, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, they was being too grown. And who doesn't get dressed after, you do what you do if you have other people in the house, But yeah, like this video, follow all the creators, and subscribe.